Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch or would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Breguet Marine Chronograph 5827 in rose gold with a black rubber strap. Reference 5827BR/Z2/5ZU. I'll tell you a little bit about where the history of this watch. Then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar marine watches from Breguet. Then I'll tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement. Finally, try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with just a little overview. Now, this model here has been around for quite some time, since around 2007 and until around 2020. So that makes it approximately 13 plus years. So it's had quite a bit of time in the Breguet catalog. Breguet itself as a company has been around since 1775, making it one of the oldest companies, right up there with Vacheron Constantin or Vacheron Constantin. And it's a pretty well-known watch brand, but it's not one of the huge ones such as Patek or Audemars, Richard Mille, Rolex. It's a little bit off the radar, which is actually a benefit for some people, because not everybody wants to have a mainstream watch for one of those I just stated. Well, with that said, I don't want to go into too much of this history because it's not a history lesson, it's a review about this watch. So let's start to the next point, which is where does this watch stand in the lineup? Well, they've discontinued it as of approximately 2020. And so what have they replaced it with? They replaced it with other chronographs that are similar, but they're not really looking like this. I'll now talk to you about it, describe it in detail. But the newer chronographs, they're really nice, but they don't have this special feature that I'm going to talk about on this watch. Okay, so the newer chronographs, yes, they look very nice, but they don't look really like this one. Okay, so with that said, let's start talking about the watch, starting with the case. The case is going to be pretty interesting. It's a very nice size, not too big, not too small. 42 millimeters is really not all that big, but it does have a large lug to lug, around 52 or 53 millimeters. That means from the edge of the top of the case to the edge of the bottom of the case, 12 to 6 o'clock position, that distance is quite large. But the head itself is only 42 millimeters, which is not really all that big. It's a nice shape. And considering what this case has and does, it's really not that bad. So let's start talking about it. So we're going to talk about the case and the bezel all in one, because it's sort of all one part. What you see on this case is actually Breguet was doing a great job. You see this sort of ridges in the middle case. It's kind of like a coin edge, or some people call it mill grain. At any rate, it requires a hand finishing. It also requires quite a bit of complexity in the case design. You have a middle case, and then you have the lugs that are attached to that. But on the middle case, instead of just having a smooth finish, which they could have done, probably save a lot of money, they decided to do this coined edge or mill grain pattern. And a lot of other companies, well, I shouldn't say a lot, some other high-end companies have only recently started doing that. By example, Patek Philippe, they have the Travel Time, which has a hobnail design on the middle case. The Code 1159 has the octagonal case in the middle. Now, Breguet was doing this back in 2007. Can you believe that? Way before any of these other companies that I just mentioned. So it's really, it was actually quite revolutionary at the time to make the middle case so interesting like that. People really forget about the middle case because it's in the middle, right? They focus on the top of the watch, but not really the middle. And then in this situation, they really did a great job of finishing it. And you have to finish it by hand. I'm sure they can machine it to get it with these ridges, but they got to finish it by hand with polish and whatever. And of course, what else is kind of interesting is that the way the lugs are attached, they kind of kept the same design cue into the future ones, or the ones that are in production now. The way that the lugs are sitting, I think it's pretty cool as well. So yeah, it's an interesting way to connect. And these lugs are a little bit bigger than what you might imagine would be on a watch of this size. usually a 42 millimeter watch is not going to have such a long lug, but they decided to make long lugs in this case, which is still looks pretty cool. But they don't do that in the newer ones, so that's one big difference. Okay, all right. So what else can we say about this the case of this? I talked to you about the mid case, talked to you about the lugs. I told you how long they are. They're kind of angular, which is the style cue of the Marine. But let's look at the bezel. You have actually like sort of two bezels here. You have, if you look carefully, there's like really actually like two bezels. And it's kind of interesting. Normally you only see one. And I'm pretty sure that's just for aesthetics, but it does add a visual cue of depth and complexity to the case that you might overlook by just looking at it. You might just think, oh, okay, it's a bezel. No, it actually has two steps on the bezel, which I think is pretty neat. Okay, so I'm going to point that out to you. Okay, so that's it for and of course the pushers. I like the pushers. They keep the pushers the same. It's sort of flat rectangular pushers, and the crown has this sort of ridged edge, kind of just like the mid case. Also pretty cool if you ask me. Especially for 2008 when they made this. By the way, since this watch is discontinued, you can only buy it at jazztime.com. Of course, you could buy it at other gray market dealers if you want to pay more money and get less quality. But if you want to get at the best price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below. Okay, now let's look at the dial here. The dial is really quite interesting. At first glance, you might say, "What's the big deal? It's just a black dial with some numerals." Well, okay, let me break it down for you a little bit then. What is interesting about it is the dial has a lot of complexity to it. It has an outer chapter ring, and that chapter ring, I'll show when I shine the light at it, you can actually see that it has luminescent from 12 o'clock to 0 to 15 minutes, okay? And then also has at the hour markers and the hands. So it's a really interesting way to light up the watch. You don't really see watches lit up like that. And why? Because a lot of times when you're counting the minutes on your chronograph, the first 15 minutes are quite important. So they actually luminesce those minutes so you could see it more clearly in the dark. Quite thoughtful, right? And also, it's just visually looks pretty cool. It gives it an asymmetric look. Now, this watch already has an asymmetric look. And I was saying, what is the difference between the new and the older version? This is the older version. I actually like the dial more on this one because it's asymmetric, meaning it doesn't have any symmetry. You cannot cut it down the 12 to 6. Most watches, you cut it down 12 to 6 and it looks the same. But this one doesn't. There's no sub-dial counter on the right side. And that's because that minute counter is this black hand here. So once you start the chronograph, the gold hand goes around 1 minute and the black hand moves over 1 tick. And that counts for 1 minute. And once it goes around, after 60 minutes, it goes around a full time, 1 revolution. And then the bottom sub-dial counter moves over 1 tick. For 1 hour, and it gets a 12-hour counter, and you have a running seconds on the left. So that part is all of that. I think is quite cool. And what else you can say about this dial is they actually put a guilloche dial on the center. So you have a chapter ring, outer chapter ring for the chronograph counter. Then you actually have Breguet hour markers fashioned in gold, and then you have a small concentric circle guilloche in black, and then you have the subdials, which also have silver going around them and guilloche in their center. And then on top of that, if you didn't notice all that, you might even see that there's a date. So 1 through 31. Now, considering a lot of chronographs, for example, like the Rolex Daytona, don't even have a date. It's maybe too complicated for Rolex to put it in there, or it makes it too thick or whatever. But Breguet was doing this back in 2007. So that's quite a long time ago. So it's got a lot going on in this dial. I like that it's very complicated looking, yet sophisticated and beautiful. And so that's how I would describe this dial to you. So, yeah. Okay, now let's move on here to the next thing, which is a strap. Now, normally I just say, yeah, it's just a rubber strap. That's nice. Have a nice day. But you know what? Yes, it is a rubber strap. You do have, let me point out a couple cool things. You have this sort of diamond, I guess you'd hobnail pattern to the outside of it, which I think is pretty cool rather than just putting a regular, I think it's better to have a pattern than not. Wouldn't you agree? So first of all, the pattern is cool. I like the pattern. And they don't persist with this pattern later on in their newer chronographs. So it's just a cool pattern. kind of like tire tread, I guess. And then on the underside, you have these ridges that allow the rubber strap to kind of sit above the wrist a little bit to allow airflow to come out. It's not as good as, for example, the Daytona Oyster Flexes that have a big air pocket or air vent, but it's the beginning of that. It's the idea is that it's allowing a little bit less friction with your wrist so as to allow the air to kind of flow. Not the best, but it still does. And then when you look at the buckle itself, you know, normally I've actually never seen a keeper loop. See these keeper loops? It's this gold thing right here. This is what holds the strap in place after you buckle it. I've never actually seen a keeper loop also done in gold, also fashioned in gold, which matches the rest. Usually they keep the keeper loop in some, you know, rubber or something, probably to keep cost down, I would think. But Breguet didn't do that. They did a really nice job making this a buckle, and then they did their logo or their name in a satin finish and the rest of it in high polish to provide a beautiful contrast. And the buckle itself also is quite nice. It's a buckle. So especially for the time that they created this, I mean, you know, quite a beautiful watch. And by the way, the last known retail on this watch was around $45,000. And back in 2007, wow, that was some money. But we're selling this watch today in 2026 for less than half of that, in the 20s, low 20s, even mid-low 20s. So it's quite a bargain for what you get. And even to today's standard, the watch is quite nice. You'll see it on my wrist later. But let's look at the next thing, which is the movement. Now, here's the movement. Now, I'm going to say it's looking a little bit old school, but old school is not a bad thing. Check out this movement. Look at this rotor. I've never seen a Gila shade rotor. Maybe you have. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think now that I said that out loud. But look at the design on this rotor. The work, they could have just put a flat rotor on it and said, here you go, have a nice day. But they decide to Gila shade this rotor. The Gila shade is this pattern. And I've actually seen the Gila shade machine. It's a massive machine, all done by hand to create this crazy looking pattern. And I believe this was all done by hand. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe if you know, you can tell me. But as I understand, Gila shading has to be done by hand, the proper way at least. I'm sure you can machine it. Rolex probably machines their Gila shade dials. But I think this one's probably done by hand. And it looks really awesome, as you see. It has beautiful finishing on the movement overall, a nice balance wheel, some nice gears, etc. It's going to have a movement. The caliber is a 583Q-1. It's automatic, has a chronograph and a date. And by the way, I didn't tell you this, the height of this watch, the case, is only 14 millimeters. So it's not even that thick. Okay. All right, time to try this watch off and give you my thoughts. Now, my thoughts are that Breguet really did a great job on this particular model, and in black, rose gold on black, and at the price point is 20,000 plus for a watch brand that is a high level watch, but not really a watch that a lot of people note. It's up there definitely in terms of quality and prestige, you know, but it doesn't have the name recognition as massive brands such as Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, etc. But they still are really up there when it comes to quality. So those who know. And if you want to wear something a little bit under the radar, this definitely would be it. That's still luxurious. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And look, if you want to buy at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in jazz time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.